I'm Tiffany Whitten. I'm from Quitman, Mississippi. 2.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with liver cancer, which we had not known that it came from my pancreas. And so I had pancreatic cancer, and liver cancer. Couldn't find any doctors that would help me because they said I was in stage 4, and they gave me 6 months to live with a 3% chance of survival. I went down because I didn't have any help. They put me on this treatment program called PRRT program. I refused it, and the day I refused it is the day I met Louie in Laverne. I had dropped down to 98 pounds, and about 10 to 15 of those pounds were fluid. And so I was literally bones and organs. And my homeopathic doctor told me, if you can keep your organs going, you can stay alive. So, but my cancer doctors was telling me to eat what I wanted. Sugar, ice cream, cheeseburgers, pizzas, anything to get the weight back on my body. And I refused it. And everybody knows that sugar feeds cancer. So I prayed to the Lord. I was going to church when I wasn't able to go to church. And just laying across the altar, asking God to seek and send someone to help me, because I did want to see my little girl grow up. And so the day I decided not to take any treatments, I was in New Orleans, and I went to this restaurant. And that's where Louie and Laverne was. And he overheard our conversation, and he walked up to my table and said, "That's garbage on your plate, throw it away." And it was fried asparagus. And so he just struck up a conversation with me and gave me his contacts, and he said, "I want to help you." And I said, "Well, if you do, the Lord led you to me." And he said, "I want to put you on this program." And he said, I told him my situation. I said, "I have intricate tumor cancer. It's aggressive cancer. It doesn't stop." He just laughed. And he said, "You can stop any cancer. If you stop feeding it, it'll stop growing." And so he said I had to get rid of all the poisonous shampoos, the laundry detergent, the soaps, the toothpaste, the cleaning supplies, everything. And I said, "Well, you know what? I only have 4 months left to live compared to what my doctors had, so let's try it." So I did, and I kept in contact. And he didn't give up on me. He stayed in contact with me. He would call me all the time. And sometimes I would think, "Oh, he's never going to give up." And that's exactly what I needed. Exactly what I needed. And he worked with me, and he would call me, "Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Now, don't halfway do this. Let's do it." And when I went back to my cancer doctors for my scans, they were at disbelief. I told my doctor what I was doing, and I went completely organic and got all the poison out of my house, and the cancer stopped growing. And it actually started shrinking some. And the doctor said, "Well, I need to put you on this new treatment. It's this experimental treatment fighting cancer with metal." And I said, "No, sir." He said, "Well, if this cancer's not growing, it's got to be growing somewhere else, because it's hiding somewhere, because this cancer is aggressive and it doesn't stop." And so I went that was 2.5 years ago. And I went this past January, and I had such wonderful news. It was just amazing. And he says, "You have so many options, and I don't know if you'll die from this or not." And he says, you're doing an amazing job. Whatever you're doing, keep it up." He even had someone from the hospital to call and ask me questions about the things that I was doing, because they didn't understand it. And the Lord has got me this far, and He will lead me the rest of the way.
Amen.